All right, so today we are going to learn about long shots versus short shots, right? Making your shot more efficient. At the end of the day, the more compact our shot is, the more concise our shot is, the better. The longer we hold on to that basketball, the more perfect we have to be. Meaning that the longer we hold on to it, we have to make sure everything is in line and we're connecting everything the exact same way, the exact same times, each and every shot. We don't want to do that if we can. So I want to show an example of a long shot versus a short shot. Okay, so if I step here to the line, this is one of the best ways to see it. Okay, a long shot often happens as we get to our point of leverage here in our two, but then this ball continues to travel up and then we finish high. So the finish, it's still above the head, right? Our finish is still high, but how we actually get that ball to the hoop becomes a bit more difficult because we kind of sacrifice our point of leverage. We get out of it and we become less strong here, and then we kind of have to will it to the basket in a way. So I'll give you an example of a long shot. So I would bring it to my two, but then at the top, I would change direction there, okay? You still make shots, right? It's not like it's the end of the world in terms of, you're not gonna make any shots, but it's definitely more difficult by elongating that shot, okay? A short shot is more so getting to this point of leverage here and then continuing everything to the hoop. Okay, so picture right now from this basketball, the straightest line from this ball to this hoop would just be a direct line. Not thinking about the ball going in, just thinking about getting the ball to the rim. It would just be a straight line. If we drew the perfect arc over that line, that's kind of the path we want this ball to take. We're not robots, so it's not going to happen, but it is within our ability to come close to doing that. So whenever I say move the ball in a straight line, it's always an approximation. So what we're going to do here is by shortening the shot, instead of getting to here, then the ball extending up and over, we're going to try to keep this ball in front of us as much as possible. And when we get to this point of leverage, continue everything to the hoop. Okay. So what that does is it really shortens the distance that the ball has to travel. And at the end of the day, makes things much more repeatable for us, okay? So I'm here, level drop, shortening that shot all the way through. The longer a shot is, with the more movement, you have to figure when situations aren't as perfect, right? When we're not in a foul shot situation, maybe we're in a catch and shoot situation, lots of pressure, even lots of pressure at the foul line, the longer that shot with the more movement, the more things can go wrong. So if you watch my free throw video, we talk about systemizing the free throw. It's essentially what I'm doing here. I'm just systemizing into a 2-through with every shot, okay? So the question becomes, how do we fix it, all right? How do we start to take a long shot and make it a short shot? And what we can do in the beginning is we can hold at our position of leverage, one, and we hold at our position of leverage, and then only move up hips, arms, same time to the basket from there, really shortening things, right? It's one way to do it. But what we can do is we want to think about how do we extend things to the basket, right? Because the biggest habit players have is moving the ball backwards. A lot of times, what we can start to do is once we get to this two position, we can think about putting our elbow into the rim, right? It may seem like a strange thing. I know we're all used to hand in the rim, but if we can go elbow to the rim, it will keep things moving in front versus that want to get here and move the ball backwards, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move to my two, or to my set point as a lot of people say. I'm gonna move to my two, and I'm just gonna think from this point forward, I'm gonna put my elbow in the rim on the extension. So what this is really doing, when you try this, you'll really be able to feel it. So the more I do this and the more I think about putting my elbow in the rim, the more I'm able to move that ball in front of me, just shortening the shot. And now we're going elbow to the rim. And we'll smooth it out.